welcome back. We are live again here on the Twitch. I don't know why I called it the Twitch, but it needs a capital T, the. Hey, Wendy J, right here out in front of you, and we are about to pick up on a random adventure that we started actually a month ago, and haven't had a chance to play since. And it's been a thing to try to get our lives going during the Christmas season. So now that we're back to what seems some form of normalcy, Happy New Year! And just yeah, indeed. And so we have with us today, and for a short period of time, we have Caffeine playing Juniper because Caffeine's schedule has also changed, just as ours has also changed. And as a result, Juniper will be playing their last session with us today. Nonetheless, Uck hangs out with us as well. Uck, if I recall, you are a barbarian, if I remember correctly. I got somebody mixed up here, I'm sure. And then we have Peleus Nilo, who is also with us. Peleus, you were a human, half-elf cleric.
Not human.
You are human cleric, okay. And then we have Vio, who is a bard, if I remember correctly. Let's see how good my memory is. And that is being played by Raven. So we also are going to have a couple of seats open up. So if you are interested in joining in with us, y'all can just do so. There's Renetic and Sky in the chat. Good to see you guys. Hey guys. That was there. Here we go. So, for those of you who are just kind of reconnecting with things because of New Year's and such, we have a change to the Windy J schedule. You want in with Wet? Let's do it. So, Sky has a character named Wet. Just gonna leave it like that. So, Sky, if you wanted to, you could jump into the same kind of link as before, and we would put you in. I would make it happen. I just gotta find all my tools to make it happen. So, as soon as you jump in, I would put you on the screen. So,
it's so ironic that because I've had to be biking down to my brother's twice a day, and I was absolutely soaking today. That's why all my clothes are drying on the radiators.
Well, yeah, and then like this guy created this character with Dick, who also created a counterpart, as it were, by the name of Hot. So they were hot and wet. In any case, if Sky's able to jump in, we will have them in for sure too. Nonetheless, a couple other announcements. So today is our Random Adventures Day. On Wednesday, we have our Witchlight campaign. And then every other Wednesday, including this Wednesday, Verod runs his Legend of Zelda Echoes campaign. On Friday, normally we have the Olivon Chronicles. However, this week we are going to be rescheduling that, and we'll have a shorter session of a By the Fire chat. Maybe we'll talk OGL. I don't know. We'll see. Then Caffeine has her Adventures in Ala-In campaign happening on Friday. That one was also a bit of a schedule change. It got bumped back by an hour. It's 8:30 UTC now instead. We also have merch. We have shirts. We have mouse pads.
Nice.
We have my favorite, mouse pads. We also have stickers. So for those of you who have been following the Witchlight campaign, we have stickers of Polynella the bee. And we have stickers from the Olivos campaign, the Olivon Chronicles campaign of nuts for D's Nuts. So if you are, and then of course the Windy J logo. So if you want some stickers, go find the merch store. You just saw the post in the chat. That's all about it. So feel free to do so and join and join in the strange cult that is Windy J's D&D Guild. Where we are actually with this particular campaign. So we're doing a Roll for Wishes campaign, and we are trying to raise funds for the Make-A-Wish International organization by way of playing one of their published campaigns. There are 3 of them. This one's called To Be a Beastkeeper. And, Vio is a human barbarian path of wild magic. That's better. That makes a lot more sense now. All right, all right, right. Okay, so in any case, so this particular campaign, Roll for Wishes campaign, was written for Make-A-Wish International, or by Make-A-Wish International's supporters, for a fundraiser for them. We want to see if we can get to 250 by the time March hits. That would be wonderful if we can do that. But in the meantime, we're just going to keep playing some stuff for them. So we have where it is set is in the realm of Noxtern. And where you guys will have kind of got it started, you first came to a kind of this country town city-ish area where you met, pardon me, a halfling ranger of some sort who operates an animal sanctuary in this main town called the ranger named Zelly. Zelly had a giant raccoon that she kept with her as well. So you met both. Keef the raccoon, which I don't think actually you knew that, but I'm saying it now anyway, so now you know. What Zelly wanted to have happen was to rescue some creatures that were in the area of this community and bring them to the animal sanctuary for safekeeping, for protection, and so on and so forth. And there were 5 such creatures. There was a griffin, there was a dragon, there was a kraken, a unicorn, and of course I can't remember the last one.
Was it
The
Manticore?
last one was, say again?
Manticore.
I don't think it was a manticore. Kraken, unicorn, dragon. Where is it? Where is it? Unicorn. Phoenix. That's what it was.
A baby barbart.
Now, yeah, so interesting to see how this all turns out. You decided that the first creatures that you were going to go and try to wrangle after a fashion were the griffins. And so off you went towards a place known as Stonehill Cliffs. And in arriving there, had a little bit of a how-to-do with the griffins, as Mama Griffin was trying to protect baby griffins. And so that didn't work out so well in your favor. There was a little bit of a combat that ensued, and eventually they flew away. So you decided, okay, you're going to say again?
Some of us were trying to fight.
Some of you were trying to fight. Others were trying to stop the fight. And, I think Peleus maybe got a little bit wet in the process at the nearby the river. Nonetheless, your first attempt at wrangling the griffins was rather unsuccessful. So you tracked it down over the evening and did manage to find it again. It seemed to have created for itself this kind of thatch and twig protective barrier of some sort. Not really a home, not really a hut or a nest or anything like that. Just quickly cobbled together protective space. And it was only marginally successful at hiding them from you. You were able to find them there again. And at that point in time, you started to try to convince it to befriend you, even though you had just fought it just a few hours earlier. And, interestingly enough, Vio was actually rather successful. Vio offered it a little handful of rations and then stepped back to try to share, to demonstrate the peaceful nature that Vio was going for. And sure enough, this griffin, after with Vio's speak with animals spell up helping out with the communication, the mother griffin who just finished saying "you hurt," and Vio saying "no, we help, I heal." The griffin is now stepping out of this little nest and kind of nuzzling its beak forward towards this chunk of rations. And while it looks at this group with a roll of a 20, a dirty 20 that you rolled, it's going to take these rations, pick them up, and then pull them back into the nest. So you have convinced the griffin that you are not a major danger, although it is still somewhat leery. And with that, we have a Sky on the screen. So let me get Sky up and in here. Give me one moment, because I have buttons I must press to make this work. That's... Shh, what? I don't see what? I don't see what? Nothing is happening. Hang on a second. I just got to get all of the things in here. We're going to get... This is... Sky Guy. And... the token... No. Your character. Got to get your character name in here. And then I got to get your... proper... I gotta find Wet. Where did I save Wet? I know I did. This sounds like the most awkward conversation in the world with myself. Oh, shoot. I can't find Wet. I might... Do you still have Wet's token? Or are you... It's wrong. Okay, so... I'll... Oh, you are a robot today, Sky. Okay, hang on. We're going to get you up here so people can hear you. There we go. There we go. Let's get you up there. Boom. There we go. Ooh, this could be tricky though, Sky. It is super sketchy on the audio. But that's okay. We'll do something with this anyway. Okay, so right now, Juniper, Uck, and Peleus and Vio are all trying to convince. Sky's running home to do this. I love it. Okay. In any case, what do you guys want to do next? Now that you've convinced this Griffin to take some rations from Vio, what are you guys going to do next? And remember, the Griffin has her child, her infant, with her.
How do we get them back to the animal sanctuary? I'll just ask the others.
Well, did we heal the mother Griffin last time?
Did you heal the mother
don't
Griffin?
Think so, but I can.
Did we injure it last time?
It
Quite a
was
bit.
injured by you, yes. Just a little bit. Just...
Does it still look injured?
It definitely still looks like there's blood matted up in its fur, and the feathers that kind of cover its head are definitely a little blood soaked.
I'll reach out and touch the griffin.
Roll an animal handling check first. Let's see what happens.
I should have done a healing word.
No, don't heal.
I'm a druid! What the hell?
Yeah, it's... You take some time to get closer and closer and closer to the nest that it is now currently hiding in with its infant. You're having a tough time getting close enough. It keeps shying away.
Okay. In that case, I'll just switch the healing word then.
Okay, go for healing.
No,
word.
don't heal it.
Here we go. Not as much healing, but 8.
8 points of healing. So, and it definitely kind of has this low grumble that it produces, which is, it doesn't sound like it's a hateful one. It actually sounds like a relief kind of grumble. So it's definitely noticed that you've done some healing. And Vio, you still have your Speak with Animals spell up too, if that helps.
Watch out, it might breathe fire on you in a minute.
Well, I would like to consult first with my party. What are we going to do next?
Well, how about someone a little bit more persuasive try the... How do we get him back?
Who's got proficiency with history?
Probably not me.
Is everybody shaking their heads because nobody took history? That's funny right there. All right.
Nobody's what, sorry,
with history. Nope. All right. Well, then let's go with who's probably got the highest intelligence then.
I'll be the wizard.
Who is our wizard?
I'm at a 12.
12.
It's not great.
What's your? Let's see here. I can see if I can find out the answers quick here. I've got dupe and dupe and dupe and dupe. Let's find out who's got the highest intelligence. Ooh, it's slow. There we go. Got it. And definitely not Vio. Definitely not Uck. It's Juniper. Juniper.
I have the highest intelligence.
With a 12.
Oh my god, we're so screwed.
Roll for me a history check then, please.
I'm going to touch myself for guidance.
Okay.
I'm stealing your wording. Okay.
Nope. Vio, your connection is actually pretty good. I could hear everything and see everything. Well, I mean, you don't have your camera on, but everything's good there. With a 12 history, ooh, 16 history. That D4 was a big helper. With a 16 history, you and you actually mentioned this in the last session, but I think you mentioned it out of jest. You wonder, maybe it actually is something you can ride. You've heard of Griffin riders of the past, but you have to convince it somehow to let one of you befriend it closely enough that you might actually be able to try.
Okay.
I can
You
befriend
do
it.
know that from with a
Sexy
16, you also know the Griffin chooses the rider.
Okay.
If it knows what's good for it, it'll choose me.
How are you going to convince it, Dak? How are you going to convince it?
I know I'm in the dark dimension, but I keep blipping in and out. What's
Yeah,
going on?
I don't know what's going on. You're blinking a little bit, but that's all right. I'm actually going to try and clean that up a little bit for you so it doesn't blip as much on stream. Nope, that's not helping, but I tried. So, what are you guys going to do?
Not a lot, really. Because I thought I had intimidation, but I don't.
I can cast Animal Friendship for whoever wants to try.
Ooh. So who wants to try?
I mean, I have proficiency in animal handling.
That
Apparently.
would be the right person to try.
So do I just roll like shit?
So I'll try animal handling with guidance. I'm not promising anything. Ooh. I mean, it's not the worst in the world. Ooh, 12.
12. Okay, animal friendship. Let's see here. The spell lets you convince a beast that you mean it no harm. Choose a beast that you can see within range. It must see and hear you if the beast's intelligence is 4 or higher, which it is. The spell. Oh, hang on. Hold the
didn't read
phone.
that. Yeah.
Let me see. Is it high? Is it higher than 4? I think it is.
It's probably going to be higher than 4, yeah.
No, it's not higher than 4. Ooh, lucky.
Wow.
Okay, so, spell fails. Other than beast must succeed on a wisdom saving throw. So here comes my wisdom saving throw, or be charmed by you. What's your DC for your animal friendship?
13.
Oh,
Wait,
I
that's
rolled
not right.
hot. I rolled really well on that.
14, sorry.
14. Yeah, 18 still beats it, unfortunately.
Damn it. Okay, I tried.
Yeah, you did. That was a good try. If one of you can... Okay, but you did roll a 12 on your animal handling. So, what are you going to try to do to try to get yourself a little bit closer, Uck?
What's that? I'm having serious difficulties here. What's that?
What are you going to try to do to get closer to this creature?
No, I can't catch that. My connection here is just
That
really bad.
is-
I don't know what's wrong.
I am noticing that, and I don't know what's wrong for you either. Maybe you want to try and reconnect
I
and
don't
just kind
know.
of start from scratch.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to reconnect and start from
Yeah.
scratch. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't log in. I
All
can't
right.
do
Well,
anything.
we'll see
at the
you in
moment.
just a second.
All right. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's got to be frustrating. Yeah, here. So here, okay. So Carney's going to come back and reconnect here. Hopefully, that's going to do the trick. I don't know what's going on. It is kind of blippy for everybody today, and that's highly unusual. Hey, Dak?
Yeah, it's never done this before.
Yeah, it's never done that before. I don't know if you wanted to try to do a reconnection or what too, but it's maybe turn off the background. Maybe that'll be all the tricks that we need. There we go. Okay. Oh, I lost him altogether. Hey, this is what we call really awkward moments on Twitch when we are still trying to get everything solved. So in the meantime, Juniper and Vio are still kicking around here. So we'll let everybody else kind of get themselves reconnected. Let's see if we can. There we go. And I'm also going to see what I can do about finding Sky's character token, because there's some possibilities that go with that too. Nonetheless, in the meantime, let's say for the time being, that Uck's character does try to get a little bit closer. What does my thing say that it needs to do? Where is it? Where's my notes? Where's my notes? Oh my gosh, where is the Griffin stuff? Oh wow, I can't find this at all. Come on, Griffin. Oh, there we go. Griffin, found you. Okay, so, okay, I'll have him roll a persuasion check when he gets back in, I guess, then. Okay, that already looks a little bit better for Dak. That's a good sign. And that definitely looks better for Carney, too, I think. How does it feel for you, Carney? Can you hear better?
It's much better now. I don't know what was wrong.
Well, I'm glad we got you back. So, here's what I'm
It's
going to
flickering
do.
in the preview, but now it isn't when I've come in here. It's great. So it seems all right.
So weird. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was something weird in the background, but it looks good now. Nonetheless, okay, so, Uck, you have gotten yourself close enough now by way of your animal handling, just making sure that you're not sneaking up outside of you. It can see you the entire time. You now are close enough to this griffin that you could maybe try to persuade it to let you touch it. So go ahead and roll for me a persuasion check.
Okay. 7.
Oh yeah, you guys are having a really tough time with the rolls.
Can we
But the good
not
news
just
is-
kill it? I don't know why we're trying to save it.
But the good news is that you are actually close enough, and it doesn't seem to have too much problem with the rest of your party getting closer either. So where there's one person left, no, there's 2 people who haven't tried to touch it yet. That would be Vio and Peleus. Who's going to give her a shot? Okie doke.
I roll an animal handling first, Leo.
This time it'll be a persuasion check. You're trying to convince it to let you be the one who touches it.
Oh boy, charisma checks.
Guidance.
Oh, good. Good. So you get to add a d4 to this. Ooh, it might be necessary.
Wait, is my what's that spell again? Is my
Guidance, you
spell
get a
still in
D4.
effect?
You have the speak with animals
Speak
spell
with
up.
animals.
So what are you going to say to it?
Well, uh, firstly, I think Vio would like to respectfully bow first and try to say to it, "Can I touch you
That was what you
gently?"
needed for the advantage, actually, and it's in the notes. Like they must show it honor, almost like a hippogriff, almost, I guess. So we'll switch that 9 to the 20 that's in the roll instead, with the advantage. And it does kind of look up to you, and says, in its own little single-minded kind of way, kind of gives you this look like only you is kind of the response you're kind of getting. And so as you get closer
Sure.
to it, you go to kind of place your hand just on its side of its head, and it kind of leans into your hand a little bit, much like a puppy would lean into your hand a little bit. And so you kind of start gently, and over the course of the next little bit, while you guys are all kind of hanging out with this griffin who is trying to just simply protect its young, it gets to the point now where Vio, you are able to get right up to its side and its haunches and actually kind of stroke its back and even lean on it a little bit. And it kind of turns its head back to you and says, "Sky?" Although, by now your speak with animals spell would be down, so it'll just kind of be like, at you. Vio, you're gonna try and get on?
Um, well,
Yeah, go for
I
it.
would like first to say to it that, "Can I ride you?"
Are you gonna put the
Then I will
speak?
wait for.
Are you gonna put the speak with animals spell back up again? Because this will have taken some time. It will have faded by now.
No, that is part of my fate touched, so I can only use it once a day.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
So,
So how are you gonna convince it when it doesn't understand the words that are coming out of your mouth?
Steal its baby, and then we can
uh,
kidnap it and threaten the mother. And
just like a child, I would like to gently and very carefully lean on it and then try to slowly crawl on its back.
All right. This is the last check because you guys have really struggled with this. I gotta make it go on the dice. This will be an animal handling
with
check
animals.
if you can do it. You're saying speak with animals, Juniper?
Yes.
Okay, what are you saying?
Oh crap! Never mind. I thought it was for everyone to understand. My bad. I'm not gonna do it because my persuasion's terrible.
All right.
I think
Go ahead and
Oliver's
roll me
this.
an animal handling check then.
New
That'll be
year, new year, new rolls.
New year, new rolls. Let's do
new
this.
rolls.
13.
Do I-
All right. Way better than the 6 that was the other option. With a 13, you're able to get on, and as soon as you kind of get the majority of your weight onto its back, it stands up and it starts kind of looking over its shoulder at you and kind of ruffles its shoulders, and you're kind of having to get yourself settled towards the back of it without gripping and tearing feathers out of its neck. And a couple of moments later, you're able to do that. What's challenging, though, is how are you going to convince this creature to jump to the sky? What would you do to try to convince this creature to fly?
Well, I don't want to be comical about this, but can I use a ration? Kind of like a horse and a stick kind of situation, dangling in
Alright.
front of it.
You pull out another ration and you kind of wave it out there to try to get its attention, and it looks back and it does kind of try to get a little bit closer to it, so you chuck it up in the air, and immediately you can feel it the front legs just kind of bend down and push back. So you kind of rear back a little bit on the back of this griffin, and it launches up into the air with a 13. That was exactly what you needed, was a 13 to be able to make it into the sky without falling off. And so you jump up into this. Everybody else around you, you guys are all seeing this as like very, very carefully. Oh God, is this actually gonna work? Is this actually gonna work? Is this actually gonna work? And sure enough, it launches up into the sky, and right behind him, baby griffin jumps up to the sky as well. So now you guys are left on the ground.
Well, what's falling?
Guys, what are we gonna do?
What are you gonna do? Are you guys gonna all start running back towards?
Yeah, just start running.
All right, you start running all the way back towards town, and I gotta do a couple of little quick control buttons here. Bang, there we go. And I gotta find that token for wet. Anyway, yeah. So
I'll DM you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. And I need to get you in the game too. So if you've joined the Random Adventures thing in the Roll for Initiative channel, then you'll be able to see the join code for the Roll20 as well. And then I have a sheet there waiting for you. Okay, so yeah. Vio, you are up in the sky, and what you start to realize is as it's flying, that ground is getting further and further away, and now you're almost just like hugging around its neck to make sure you don't fall. But you do feel like the sinews and the muscles in its back where the wings attach just kind of lift and settle underneath your knees, lift and settle your knees every time it beats, and you are getting up into the sky. You fly over the edge of the cliff, and it's a long drop. It veers and starts doing this lazy circle. It's not really going in any general direction. You got to give it direction somehow. Are you going to keep on throwing? Are you going to keep throwing rations in general directions for it?
I would like to first try and point to the general direction that I want it to go.
Okay, so you're just gonna point and lean. We'll go for a persuasion check, I guess, in this one, or animal handling, your choice.
Threaten it with your weapon.
I'll try animal handling.
Okay,
3.
let's plus
Yes.
3. Nat 20. There it is.
Nice one.
There! New Year finally kicks in. Okay, so after a couple of getting used to these lazy circles in the sky that the griffin is giving you, you kind of get yourself situated behind the wings with your legs being able to kind of dangle towards its side and kind of put the heel towards the back legs a little bit towards its haunches, and using pressure from your heels and leaning a little bit onto the shoulders of this beast, you're able to give it a bit of directionality. It's not 100% going exactly the way you want it to go, but it's certainly not going in the completely wrong direction. You were able to kind of guide it through the sky to follow the cliffside, leaving the rest of your friends behind. So as you guys kind of get to the edge of this cliff, watching as Vio flies up and away, you guys are now booking it back to try to keep up with them. It's a bit of a journey that the griffin can make in a real hurry. So, Vio, are you going to Sorry, Vio, are you going to purposefully go like just straight to town, or are you going to try and slow its passage so that your friends can keep up?
I'm gonna try and slow it down.
Okay, so with a natural 20, you're totally going to be able to do that. So I'm just going to say, I just wanted to see which one you wanted to do. So over the course of the next, it's about 4 hours of travel that you guys have to do to get all the way back. But as you get a little bit closer towards the town, the griffin stops kind of advancing. And so, Vio, after a bit of time, you start to kind of realize it's not really wanting to get that close to town yet. And so you start guiding it back down to the ground to meet up with your friends. Sky, you had a question for me.
Yeah, I cannot find the link to Roll20.
Oh, let me have a look. See in my Discord to see if I can figure out why. Here, actually, I can.
You got permission to be in the.
Yeah, he should
Yeah.
have. You've chosen that. Oh, I got to give you. I
Yeah.
know why. I know why. I can solve this.
Yeah, I think I accidentally removed my roll.
No, actually, I forgot I have to add a roll for you. So I'm gonna do that right now. I gotta find you.
Or just send me the Roll20 link. That would be faster.
Actually, right now, because of how all the things I have open, it's not. There we go.
Sorry, guys, for the interruption.
Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Okay, so let's get you in there. The roll is ding ding. Okay, there. You should be able to find it in the channels there now. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
No problem. Okay, so you guys watch as the griffin gently, and the baby griffin behind it, or beside it actually by this point in time, kind of gently comes down and gets down to the ground and does a little trot as it lands right beside you, nearby beside you. It's not completely happy with the other four of you guys yet, or the other three of you guys, but Vio settles down. Her hair is an absolute mess. It's a tangled weave of nonsense now from the air that she's just been traveling through. But she settles and she seems to be okay.
That was a woozy.
That was awesome.
And you pat the side of the griffin that you are still on the back of, Vio.
I go down from the griffin and offer it another set of rations, plus a set of rations for the children, while waiting for the rest.
All right. And so, feeding these two griffins, the rest of your party does catch up fairly quickly because of how you were able to hold them back. What are you guys going to do now to try to convince this griffin to come to an animal sanctuary? Or are you just going to try and force it?
I think we should force it.
How are you going to do that,
Can we
Peleus?
not kill it?
Well, why? How about one of us goes and gets the trainer, who's actually qualified to do this?
All right. So who's going to go into town and get him?
I could potentially get them by using my giant flail to beat them with my laugh. I don't know. I don't even know why we're trying to rescue them.
Well, you're trying to rescue them because you were hired to do so by the manager of the animal sanctuary.
Okay. Well, if we're going to save them, we have to kill something. So I will try to bring them to the sanctuary. I'll try a roll.
To save the griffins, we had to kill them.
Akka's going to try a roll. I don't know what this roll is, but I'm here for it.
I'm going to try animal handling and I'm going to use rations and use like a finger or something as bait to try to convince them to follow me to the
Finger.
to the sanctuary.
All right. Do it with advantage.
I have 9 of them. 9 fingers and thumbs.
Are they attached?
I have some to lose. Well, they're on a necklace around my neck. So...
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure that we're not talking about the ones that are actually attached to your hands. But
That's
some
okay,
of
man.
them are missing from my hand, but it should be
yeah,
fine.
okay. Okay. With advantage, because Vio has had a very successful flight.
Ooh, 20.
There we go. Okay, so with the combination of the rations that you guys have and the fingers that Uck apparently has wrapped around its neck, the griffin now starts to do a little bit more motion towards the community, and it isn't long before you guys get to the outer edge, where you see. I lost my character's name already. Let me find it. Where you see Zelly and her giant raccoon kind of sitting on the edge of town, and she kind of gestures to the raccoon and comes up to you guys carefully and slowly so as to not spook the griffins. I saw you flying in. Marvelous. And she kind of goes to her side and she pulls a rope and she's, I wonder, can one of you guys get this on it?
What's that?
It's a rope. It'll help us lead it to the Airy.
I can try.
Uh,
But Vio seems to have a good relationship with the Griffin.
Would you mind then, Vio?
can I try first to just try to guide it without the rope? I mean, this
You
is
certainly
a
can.
griffin. We don't want to accidentally.
If you think you could do it, then by all means. I will tell you what. I'll open up the Airy, and then you can get it set in. We've got it built up alongside kind of this. It's not really like the size of the cliffs, but there is a formation in there that it might like. And your roll was. Oh, it's a guidance roll. So guidance. Go ahead and roll one more animal handling check with guidance. This will be the last one, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Oh no. Of course, the
Did
rope.
you roll it? I haven't seen the roll yet. Has it come
Yeah,
up?
it's a natural one.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, but it's
Having, isn't
okay.
it?
Roll the guidance out on it. Let's see if we don't scare this griffin completely off.
That's a D4, right?
Yeah. And there it is. So it was a 6. Yeah. You get closer to it to try to kind of convince it, and it's already kind of eyeing Zelly just a little bit too much, particularly the giant raccoon. It's the giant raccoon that's actually making it repel just a little bit. And it kind of does this rear up. And as it rears up, Zelly kind of does a quick little move to try to get a rope on it. And my dice. That's a lovely sound. Oh, she misses. So what are you guys going to do? The griffin's about to fly away, and she needs this griffin. She's going to pay you only if you get this griffin. What are you guys going to do?
I'm going to cast blindness on the griffin.
Ooh, good one. Okay, you cast blindness on the griffin. Is there a wisdom save?
I think there probably will be one now.
Con save. Ooh,
Yeah.
it's good with con. All right, here
13,
comes the
I
con
think it
save.
is. Yeah.
Oh, and a thorn whip. So it
Lovely,
saves
of
on the
course.
thorn whip. With a 17, you definitely hit it with the thorn whip, and you have now lashed it, and you've got it, and it screeches, but you've now got control over it, and and now I want you to give me a strength check or an athletics check. Can you muscle this creature?
Oh,
Anybody
God.
else going to help her with the thorn whip?
Well, they're doing it. Can I try and calm down the griffin again while they're doing their stuff? I mean, I'm so sorry, we need to do this in order to save you. Something like that.
No, it was yours was the last animal handling check that was there. She's gonna need help, guys. Who's gonna help her? As the griffin starts to kind of beat its wings, as she's now lifting off the ground, trailing
Jennifer's just
behind
like,
this griffin. The baby is just not sure what to do at all.
When can I cast another spell?
Right now, if you want.
Yeah, I'm going to sleep on the griffin and its baby.
Okay. Roll the dice for your sleep.
It's going to be good, eh? It'd be like a 6 or something with 5 die 8. Here we go.
Our rolls suck.
Yeah, level 1. 25.
Okay, 25. With that 25, actually, I need the sleep description. This might be really, really funny
Bring
right
it
now.
on.
Hang on a second.
Here we go. Oh, wrong one.
Okay, there it is. Sleep description.
I'm going to cast it so it misses us and gets... If I can't get the griffin with it, I'm definitely going to get the baby.
Yeah, you can totally do that. So, I was just marginally concerned that you're gonna go for the baby, which would mean you're gonna put the point about 20 feet behind the baby because the griffin's pretty big. You think it's gonna be too much for your sleep spell, but sure enough, the baby is starts to flap its wings to try to take off and just suddenly folds up and falls unconscious, sleeping in the position. The mother griffin screeches back in pain underneath this thorn whip, and looking at her baby though, immediately drops to stand over top of it, protecting it.
DM, am I affected by the sleep spell as well?
No, you are not.
I only have 23 points.
The baby has less, so it was the baby who got quieter faster. But the yeah, so now at this point in time, Zelly does finally, the sleep spell being the one that does it, Zelly does get up and manage to lasso the mother griffin and starts muscling it with the giant raccoon's help back into the community towards the Eyrie. Not without a lot of work. You guys did finally deliver a griffin and its baby to the animal sanctuary. Juniper.
I carried the griffin, baby griffin.
Perfect. You're going to carry the baby griffin in. Juniper, what is it you're planning on doing from here then?
So Juniper would just wait to make sure everything's okay. And then she would be like, first, I'm going to take a nap. And then I think I'm going to stick around the animal sanctuary and help out while you guys go save the rest of these creatures.
Zelly said, while you guys are kind of working this griffin into the Aries, I think we might need the extra hands now. Yes, that would be wonderful. Have you met the other person who came to help out? Do you know? I don't know. They're blue.
Oh, no, I don't think I do.
So as you guys just finished closing up the gate behind the griffins to get the griffins into the Eyrie, she kind of settles, and she kind of gestures to kind of introduce you, as it were, to. Well, Sky, why don't you describe what you look like?
You see this blue-skinned person standing here. He looks very slim and very fit. His hair is constantly dripping from what looks to be like little drops of water. And behind him, he has like a blue crystal staff carrying along.
And Zelly says, "Oh, sorry. Go ahead."
No. You can go.
Okay. Well, Zelly was just gonna say, you've not ever. Okay, this is wet. Wet. This is Juniper, Uck, Vio, and Peleus.
Hi, pleasure to meet you. My name is Wet.
What species is he?
Me?
Humanoid.
Are you asking me?
No, I know what species he is.
I am a water genasi.
There you go.
What did he say?
A water genasi.
Oh.
I'll say Wet. What a stupid name.
Well, maybe where you come from, but where I come from, we're always named after the elements. Me and my brothers and sisters, after all, come from different places, like genies, and born out of the elements for me has been water. That's why my name is Wet.
Couldn't you be called something else? Like flowing?
You're talking about my nephew?
Blue?
all family members of me.
Oh, God. Oh, gods, please save me from this creature.
You should meet River. She's quite a person.
So,
Hey, enchanté. Nice to meet everybody.
I don't know what to say.
Uck, why don't you quickly describe what Wet sees when they see you?
Uck is a extremely, extremely old man. He 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 used to be an actor who got into method acting, and as a young man, he got into method acting. So he's still researching his role 60 years later. So he's quite an old guy. He wields a massive flail. So it's three morning star pieces on the stick, and he's covered in scars and scratches, and he just smells foul. He's really into perfecting his craft. So he hopes that someday he can take part in the local drama play that he started practicing about 60 years ago.
Would that play be A Midsummer's Nightmare?
Probably all the actors are long dead, so he's the last one still preparing for it. I think he forgot maybe at some point that he was an actor preparing for the role, and he's just continuing. He dies a lot. I mean, he dies a lot.
Maybe be dripping from water, but it smells like your body has not touched water in many years.
I'm actually allergic to water.
I shake my head. Drips of water splash into your
face. It burns! What is this? It burns! I'll start scraping all the grime. Oh my god! Trying to reattach dirt to where the water has penetrated my years of grime.
When you see Peleus, what does Wet see when Wet sees Peleus?
A very frail, pale-looking human male. He's wearing black and silver, black rose, a silver trim. He's got just 1 moment. He's got long black hair, clean shaven. He's got a silver hairnet in the design of spider webs, with his long hairs in. His shield has the device of a ruined sable tower on a white field. He's got a huge black war hammer with silver filigree and spider web patterns on it. And he has a holy symbol in the shape of a silver spider. And uses this moment to say, I think we should all give thanks to the goddess for the success that we just achieved in this mission. Without her help, we would have failed completely.
The goddess indeed. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Juniper, what does he see when he sees you?
So Juniper is a human druid who wears a long red cloak and has some very like Red Riding Hood type vibes.
Nice. And Vio?
I like your costume.
Thank you.
You should refer me to your tailor one time.
I don't have one. I am my own tailor.
Oh, you made it yourself.
Yes. With the blood of my enemies.
Well, we should exchange how do you call it? I'm lost on the English word.
Ideas?
Fashion tips.
There you go, got it.
I thought you were going to say we should exchange standing stone numbers.
Oh, not yet. I'm not that easy to get.
Close.
Vio, what does Wet see when they see you?
Vio is a 5'7" lady, human lady. She has a black hair, deep purple eyes, and then she has tan skin. She wears a red dress and she wields a double-bladed scimitar.
If you
And
don't mind, my
she
lady.
usually
And he-
proclaims
Sorry.
yes,
Didn't mean to
it
interrupt.
is a pleasure to meet you.
And I do a small curtsy, like a little bow. As I take your hand and
From where I'm from, that's really good. From where I'm from, that's a sign for challenge. Are you challenging me? That man?
challenging you for this fine lady, maybe, or for this fine sir, maybe, as I point to Dex character. My,
Zelly says,
let's say my interests do not lay in the female.
Yes. You go for that. I'm more concerned for the griffin, so we'll talk later, Mr.
And-
Liquid guy.
so quick check on that.
Yes.
Just to be clear about that one, Sky. Gender?
Male.
Present. Okay, good. Thank you. All right. So just making sure. So the Zelly turns to each of you. Well, Juniper, if you're here to stay, perhaps you can help me get some materials. I mean, we've got the area, but it's not really well stocked. Would you be willing to help me out with that?
Yeah, certainly.
Okay. And as for the rest of you, are you? It's still in good shape. Are you ready to carry on and maybe find the Phoenix or the Kraken? Because we've got the Kraken paddock ready.
Long rest, maybe.
Certainly, there is you could easily do that. There's also, the just Phoenix, Kraken, Unicorn. Oh, the Unicorn might be a good one to kind of start off with too.
Are we
Just
all
a
these
moment.
creatures?
Sorry, go Carney
Sorry.
first.
Are we killing all these creatures, putting them into the sword, or in my case, the flail?
No, capturing them. The Phoenix is old.
I
So you'll
always
have to
get
control
confused between killing and capturing. Okay.
Capturing is one where you can bring them back here when they're still preferably conscious. Killing is
I
when you
mean-
do that without them being conscious.
If we kill them, we could solve the food issues. In fact, we'd have bonus food.
It's not the food issues that we have, it's the protection issues we have.
Oh,
We could kill the Phoenix
want
because it
to-
could always rise again the next day.
do you want us to
Exactly.
kill anything that would hunt these creatures?
If there happens to be something along those lines, that would be wonderful.
Ah, okay, that's my job.
All right then.
Well,
With that, we are going to bid adieu to Caffeine as Juniper
Yes.
goes off to do some assistance. Thanks, Caffeine, for joining us for
Bye.
the session.
yeah,
Bye-bye.
sorry for my weird schedule.
It's all good. Good luck on the studies, because I know that's what
Thank
they're
you.
for. So,
Thank you.
Good luck. Good luck.
Yeah,
All the best.
see
Good
ya.
luck.
see
See you
ya.
Friday.
Right, and let's see here. I'm gonna do that quick little adjustment there. Where is my screens here? Gotta try and get this correct. So there's Juniper right there. She's playing.
I feel we've lost our
There.
moral compass now.
Oh no, did you have a moral compass to begin with? Let's be
Or at
serious.
least she was keeping things in check.
Well, let's see what happens as the next little bit carries on here. So, we're gonna say for the sake of discussion that you guys do simply take a long rest. There's nothing in the module for me, unfortunately, about bars or taverns inside this little community called. Oh, what's the community called even again? It's called Suredale, and it really is just a small farming community. So we'll simply say that for the sake of discussion, you are given accommodations by Zelly in her own home for you guys to capture yourselves a long rest, and so you guys can start off because it would have been quite late that you guys would have arrived anyway. So you guys can start off again in the following morning. Which creature is it that you would be hoping to? Actually, it's better yet. Let's go to Zelly. Let's go. Zelly will bring to you guys each a simple breakfast. There's not much detail to it. It's just like jams on toast kind of idea, and then providing you with at least a little bit of nourishment to start off the day. She'll say, "What's your target for the day, so I know what I need to prepare for next." You have the Kraken, you have the Phoenix, you have the Unicorn, and you have what's the other creature? A dragon. A baby dragon that she has already told you guys about. Any one of those 4 creatures you could start to go and look for and try to capture.
What do you think, guys?
I have no particular preference.
Well, if you don't have any particular preference, I might ask you to go for the Kraken. I understand it's not in its regular... It's been washed inland, and I'm concerned about its care with all the fishermen around.
Kraken, you say?
Kraken, yes. And as I'm told, it's not large, so I'm wondering if it's an infant separated from its mother.
I was about to say a Kraken, in where I come from, only spells doom and demise.
Well, if you befriend it early enough, it might not. I suppose that's why we would hire you.
Onward we go, I would say. I would very much like to see this Kraken.
Okay, well then, you need to go off to Lake Malgrave. Lake Malgrave is where the reports are that it has been sighted, which is of course awkward because it's an inland lake, it's not in the ocean. So somehow it got there. All right. So with that, the 4 of you, Wet, Uck, Pilius, and Vio, all fully healed up from your long rest and all of your spell slots restored and all of your features back to normal again. You guys start making your way using the directions that Zelly has given you towards a community called Lake Malgrave. So as you, it's a little bit of a distance away, not too far, but you do hear, being on this island of Nostern, this island country or island realm of Nostern, there's most of it is rivers. There's not a lot of lakes, so Lake Malgrave is relatively easy to find because it's one that everybody knows about. And so you start making your way there. As you get closer to the lake, you move further and further away from the forests and the mountains, and more out towards low-lying plains. You come over a hill to see Lake Malgrave, and it's not a huge lake by any stretch of the imagination. It is probably around 3 miles by 1 mile, so it's not a large thing. But it is definitely there is definitely a number of rivers that seem to kind of empty into it, and then another one you can actually, and for that matter, where you guys are coming from Sherdale, you guys have been kind of traveling steadily downhill, slightly, and the rivers do the same. They travel towards Lake Malgrave. There's another river that kind of dumps out of the south end of Malgrave towards what you can only presume a meandering path towards the ocean. So it's kind of a general pooling spot for much of the fresh water that exists in Nostern. And in this pooling spot, you see that there is, along one side of the lake, a largely wooden fishing village. Small boats, rowboats, and some larger skiffs have all kind of been docked and moored there. You're arriving there around the midday area, but you also have a pretty good idea as to the kinds of the kind of fishing that you see there is not pole fishing. There is a lot of net fishing that seems to happen here, and there's not a swath of fishermen. It's basically just a small community of around 30 to 50 people, I should say, who might be working there as fishermen, and then of course the rest of their families on top of that. So you guys make your way down to the village, and you see that there are actually one other. Let's go for a perception check. Who's got the highest passive perception?
Still in my character development. So.
Okay.
Mine's 15.
I have
15.
13.
13.
I don't even have close to 15. Oh, I
So,
have 13.
oh, they used a lot closer than you think. So, Peleus, I'm going to get you to roll for me a perception check, then, please. And that, I wasn't looking at the proper screen. I guess I should do that.
12.
Oh, okay. So with the 12, you do see that the activity, most of the activity for this lake right now happens to be on the water. There's not a lot of dock activity. It seems that everybody who's going to be working here today has already made their way out to the water. However, what you do also see is off to just a little bit past the fishing village, you do see that there is a gathering of what appear to be youngsters just kind of playing beside what appears to be some form of a cave. And so now this is a bit of a distance. It's mostly the cave that you clock first, and then the very tiny figures, considering the distance you are away, of children at play of some sort. So, but you can either go to the village, you can maybe see if you can commandeer a boat and get out onto the water. You can go to the cave. What would you guys like to do?
Since I'm terrified of
what
water.
I've seen anyway.
Sorry, say that again, Peleus?
I'm just saying I described to the party what I've seen. There's a cave.
Okay.
Most activities on the water. There's some children playing by the cave.
All right. And so since you're terrified of water, what are you doing, Uck?
I am trying to find a life vest or something that will help me.
All right.
I'm absolutely terrified of drowning.
And so you're gonna go. Are you gonna go into town to do that then? Into this little fishing village to try to find life
I'll
vest?
start trying to use my survival skills to cobble together some small trees, some small logs, and try to tie them with twine as a flotation device at least.
Oh, I like it. Okay, go for a survival check then. Let's see what we can find in this area.
Oh, natural 20.
Nice. All right, so with that natural 20, there's not a lot of tree life around this area, but the tree life that you do find is it looks like it's been deforested at some point in time. It's just timber that has fallen and hollowed out over time, and so you do actually find one. It's probably only about this big, but you do find a chunk of tree that you can chop apart a little bit. That the challenge to it, of course, is that this log is hollow and also open on either end. So you kind of end up having to lash together some of your own materials to try to cap the ends so that you can maybe turn it into something that might float a little bit better. But it's a natural 20 on a survival check. I'm going to say you realize that that's something you have to do, and therefore do it.
Yep.
So you now have yourself a flotation device, and I'm going to say that you've also kind of affixed it to your pack behind you, so that if you do end up in water, all you have to do is roll onto your back, and you'll be good to go.
Oh, I am smart outside of my rolls. Well done. Well done to me. Hang on back.
All right. Where do you guys go? Village, commandeer a boat, cave, something else I haven't thought of.
We should check the cave out first.
You don't know me that long, but I have been sailing all my life. So, if you need somebody to sail that boat, I am your man. I happen to be a pirate.
Should you be waterman?
Don't tell everybody.
Did I just hear pirates? Pirates! I'll accuse point my finger.
Life left behind long ago, but unfortunately,
Once a
me and
pirate,
my...
always a pirate.
Well, that's maybe your intention, but I've set my life straight now and want to serve the community instead.
I'm going to keep a very close eye on him. Anytime that he tries to get in behind me, I will whip my head around and within my sight.
All right, then.
Pirates are dangerous.
I will use shape water above his head and splash a bucket of water on his face.
It burns! It burns! Help me! It burns!
Maybe this will get away after the stench.
He's in a fetal position crying.
So you guys make your way to the edge of town. Interesting, Peleus, as you get closer, that 12 perception wasn't great, but now that you're closer and actually in town, you do see a couple of boats that have been docked that appear to have all of their fishing materials still in them. The nets, the crates, the ropes, and so on and so forth that they would normally have used for a fishing expedition weren't taken out with the boats that are currently on the water, and there are some boats currently on the water. But you could take a boat. There's definitely one there, and it's got all the fishing materials that you could possibly imagine needing.
We'd steal one of these boats down here, guys. By the way, Wendy, I think Vio's trying to talk, but I can't hear him at all.
Oh, if Vio's trying to talk, you gotta unmute yourself, buddy.
No. I'm actually holding back because I can't hear Dak speaking. So I don't want to be rude and speak for him.
Oh, you're a good person. Okay. So,
are
you... Can you hear Dak now, Vio?
No, sorry.
Okay. I may ask for you to do a quick refresh, then, if you don't mind, then, so we can see if we can get your sound working again.
Okay.
Okay.
We need if we're swapping anyway. Should I use for Genasi? Should I use the new Monsters of the Multiverse book? Because there's a little bit of difference between the ability scores. The old evil player companion just says wisdom score by 1 for Genasi, but the multiverse says 1 by 2 and 1 by 1, or 3 by 1.
I go by the 1 by 2. Do the latter. Do the latter one.
Thank you.
All right, Dak, sound check for me, please, for Vio's sake.
Hi, Vio. Can you hear me? I'm speaking now.
Oh, there we go. Sorry. I'm sorry, I was
just saying. All good.
You need to donate some money to the goddess for this. That's
all right. So, hang on. Are you actually saying that in character, or is that an above-table joke? Because okay, just making sure. Just making sure. Okay.
I can take the donation for you. Make sure it gets to.
There you go. Put it to roll for wishes. We're good for this. Okay, so, all right. So you guys go to collect the boat that you see on the edge of the dock, and with Wet's deft guidance, are able to put it out to sea, not to sea, to lake. You're able to put it out onto the lake. What are you guys gonna try to do to see if you can locate this kraken?
I think we should check the cave first. It's the sort of place where one might imagine a baby trying to hide out. I don't know. Maybe Wet knows more about
question.
Creatures.
Did we try asking any villager?
You haven't seen any villagers yet. All the villagers, as far as you can tell, are either not at the docks or and probably at their homes, or on the lake at the moment, in boats.
Want I can swim up to one and ask.
All
I don't
right.
mind getting myself wet.
Are you going to go do that then? You're going to jump in the water and go swimming?
Before they even can answer, I dive into the water or run into the water if it's a beach.
Okay. Well,
Make a
you guys just
dive
got
and you can see me swim pretty fast. I have a swimming speed. Go up to the boat.
So it's a little ways out into the water, so it takes you a couple of moments to get there. Meanwhile, the rest of your party is trying to put together this boat that you guys have just kind of located. And as you get close to one of the boats, roll a dexterity saving throw for me.
I'm trying to club him to death with our oars.
Yeah, it's good enough. Let's see. Actually, let's see if it's good enough. Oh yeah, it's good enough. So as you get a little bit closer, you notice something kind of splash beside you, and you kind of look in the water, and what you see is a spear that has actually kind of missed you up by about 2 feet. And you pause to look up towards the boat that you're approaching, and what you see is a whole bunch of fairly fierce-looking, weathered, leathery-skinned men, who are all looking out at the edge of the boat and about ready to throw a spear or a harpoon or something along those lines out into the water at you.
Yes, me. I'm not a mermaid of a fish or a dove, and you can throw harpoons at.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Sorry? Get out of the water. Get in the boat. The Kraken's gonna get you.
Oh, don't worry about the Kraken. We are actually looking for one. You're saying it is
So
down
are
below? Let me take a quick look. As I dive underwater, and I am amphibious, so that means I think I can breathe underwater.
Breathe, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
How handy. That Wet jumped in for the Kraken adventure. All right, go ahead and roll for me a perception check.
As I put my face underwater and see if I can see a glimpse of the Kraken. Perception. 14.
Okay. So with a 14, let's see here. Okay. Okay. So you go swimming around, and for a good bit of time, you are able to kind of get a good solid glimpse. The water down here is not very clear. Ocean water, far more clear. You can see for quite a distance. This one seems to be a little bit greener and murkier than the water you might be predisposed to. So it takes a little bit more time to look through this water. You're still able to get a pretty good glimpse of a number of schools of fish. They look to be like pike or perch and some other kind of regular lake fish. But there's nothing that seems to be excessively. There was one pike, one jackfish that was a good solid 4 feet long, but that's about as big as they got.
Swim to the surface again. Well, I don't see anything. I better stop throwing your spears at nothing. Here's the one back that you threw at me.
Thanks. Who and what are you?
Oh, I'm wet, as you can surely see.
That... Okay.
And you, dear fisherman, do you need any guidance to come ashore? You are, and I splash a big splash of water towards them.
Okay. Are we sure this is not a mermaid? Okay. Yeah. So, you didn't say anything down there?
No, but if you can look at the shore, my friends are over there, and we have been sent here to obtain a baby kraken, I think.
A baby kraken? No, it's...
Well...
Oh.
Well...
Terry, they're on your boat. Oh, shoot. Better get back then. And so the boat starts kind of getting some paddling going. Do you want up and in, or are you good there in the water?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you. Do you need a little
Alright.
push?
What the hell? Sure, why not?
I guess it behind the boat and just help go a little bit faster.
I swear, every day you think like the wives are never gonna understand this story. They're gonna think we're full of it. Don't they already? Yeah. This is a little bit different this time, don't you think? Men
Since it's
swimming in
true.
the water. So you help them get back towards the dock that the rest of your party, now the rest of your group for that matter, during that period of time, is there anything in particular you guys would have been doing aside from readying a boat?
I use shape water by the
Vio
way.
is making sandcastles.
Sorry, say that again, Vio.
Vio is making sandcastles.
Okay. So Vio's sitting on the edge of the beach, just kind of making sand. This is kind of a rocky sand. It's not like a nice, clean, white, fine-grained sand. This is very much more of a rocky sand. So every time you try to make a sandcastle, a little wave comes up and washes part of it away, and so you have to build these next. Damn it! I just finished those battlements and still kind of have to put it all together again. But you guys, aside from just getting ready this boat. Pretty quickly after you guys are just finishing getting the boat ready, you see the boat basically like a motorboat come just swelling up with a shaped water spell to get you guys get it back into the dock. And it just
I'm gonna say we need one of those.
Guys, that's not your boat.
We're requisitioning it in the name of the goddess.
Which goddess? There's a few of them.
And I'm going to cast thaumaturgy. Moran, the goddess of night! Booming that 3 times out. You see the hair on him sort of.
Okay. Whatever. Still can't take the boat.
Oh, go on.
Now, are you with this one? And kind of gestures towards Wet, who's probably still in the water.
Probably, if we went ashore, I walked out, all dripping, of course, even more than before.
Are you with that one?
Yes, he's our leader.
Okay.
You're referring me to she? I'm male.
No, he did say he. It's just.
Slurs a little.
Audio. Okay, so he says, so. Now, are you here for the Kraken too? Because this one says there isn't one, and we're going back out to go looking anyway.
Are you hunting?
But you can't take the boat. Say again.
Are you hunting the Kraken?
Yeah.
Have you seen it? It is here.
No, the kids saw it.
And you believe them?
Said it was like the size of a horse.
Is that all?
See,
I thought they were like,
baby Kraken.
I thought they were big. Like half a mile big.
Well, if they're half a mile big, that's going to take up the whole damn lake, and that's going to make it overflow. But this one, I don't know,
Sure
maybe it's just young.
Are you sure the kids did not just see a giant octopus?
I don't know, Terry. I don't know. I'm just going with what the kids said. And the kids said that they saw a big old Kraken thing that was... Maybe they are full of it. Maybe they're just... I don't know, they're kids, right? Yeah. I wonder if they were just going based off of the legend. Maybe it was just an octopus.
In a freshwater lake.
Well, the kids are over by the cave. Maybe we should go. Let's go ask. And it kind of pulls himself, pulls him up again, pulls the boat up to the dock, ties it all off, and kind of steps out on. Terry, do you need a hand? Nah, You guys are stepping off, right?
Why?
Like you're gonna get off my
sorry,
boat?
guys.
We need this boat.
You don't need the boat to get to the
No.
cave. And you certainly don't need my boat.
Oh.
What?
So, like, get off.
What if we give you a gold?
For the boat? That'll
Rent
buy you
the
an
boat.
hour. That'll buy you an hour.
I'll give him a gold coin.
All right. So, all right, we're gonna go talk to the kids. You guys will come and we'll see you in an hour, I guess. Pockets the coin and jumps off the boat and onto the shore and starts walking away with the rest of the fishermen that in this boat. Towards
Quick,
the
let's
cave.
go. Let's go.
We should go and talk to the kids as well.
We're eating into the hour. I don't have another gold coin.
No, I'm not sure the hour doesn't begin till we step in the boat.
Why don't we check the cave before we go?
So there's two ways you could get to the cave. One way on the same land side that the fishermen are using. Another one, you could use the boat to get to the cave faster if you can propel the boat faster.
I think we've
And
got
that's
that
where
covered.
I come in.
And so
Why don't
maybe
you guys
can
step
Well,
get
we
to
do
it
have
before the
moist for
fishermen.
that.
Why don't you guys step in and I will push it further and deeper into the water.
All right, so you guys all step up into the boat. Wet,
Yeah.
I need you to roll for me an athletics check. See if you can propel this boat on your own faster than the fishermen
I'm
can
using-
walk.
I'm using shape water.
And okay, with advantage.
18.
18. With an 18, you guys all step up into the boat. Settle yourselves down on one of the oar planks. And fairly quickly feel this lurch as Wet starts kicking off and this churning of water and the swell of water underneath you to kind of have this solid wave that just kind of propels the boat forward out into the lake and a slight arc towards the cave. You definitely are able to get there far faster than the fishermen, who have to go through a variety of docks, go up and down around some buildings before they finally get to a clearing, and then walk along kind of a rocky shoreline to get to the cave. So you're very easily able to get there. And as you guys pull the boat towards the cave mouth, the cave is when you guys get closer to it, what you see is the cave is actually just a little bit back set from the beach of the lake itself. If the lake water were to get high enough, then it would probably go into the cave. But at the moment, it's just low enough that there's a little bit of a land stretch between the lake and that cave. And there's kids who are all playing some sort of game with stones along the edge, but they all seem to have their eyes as you guys approach. You can see that they've been watching the various ships and various boats, and you do see that there wasn't just the one boat that was on the lake. There is a number of them, 5 or 6 boats that are out on the lake. And now that you're out here on the water yourselves, Peleus in particular, you're able to see none of them are fishing. They are all carrying harpoons and spears. They're all out on a hunt for sure. So but as you get closer to the cave, you do notice the kids, and they start to kind of like back up on the beach away from you guys as you guys kind of go as the boat makes land right nearby that cave mouth. You guys can now all step out and see there's 3 kids. One of them probably 14 years of age, another one 12, and then another one probably close to 12, maybe 11 years of age. One of the older one has long sweeping hair off to the side. The middle-aged one kind of short cropped up hair, but they're all boys. Another one seems to have these really large square-shaped spectacles, and that's the younger one that has those. They're all just kind of backing up behind the older teenagers. Oh,
I quickly whisper something in the wind, turn my finger as 4 dancing little female lights dance over the sand, playing an exotic belly dance.
Inappropriate.
That's how you. That's how you get the attention of teenage boys.
and they're now fully confused as to what to respond with right now. The older one says, "What do you want?
Talk.
Why did you?" Okay, I
Like the light show? Mostly
I do like the light
kids
show, but it's weird
go
because
crazy for it.
it's a little weird.
Let me
Like,
turn it off.
and then the middle-aged teenager, the 12-year-old, kind of turns to the
Right.
older one and says, I kind of liked it. I said, shh.
As I can also combine it into a vaguely glowing humanoid form. I see medium sized, as the little 4 lights merge into a big female-ish figure with curves and the appropriate
I'm gonna make the
sizes
ground shake
and
before
points.
Sergi as he's doing this.
Just like as we start a strip club on the beach.
He's gonna be like, shh. You don't talk to strangers, even if they can make beautiful women. You don't talk to. Why are you here?
Well, my friend here wants to talk to you. He has some questions for you. As I turn off the female light figure, so that their attention is on. Sorry, Dex. I still need to remember your
It's me,
your
is it?
character name.
Peleus.
Your character name.
Am I the right
Peleus.
person to talk to them? I look like the child snatch out of
Peleus.
Chitty Bang Bang.
Peleus, yeah.
All right, so so Wet gestures to you, Peleus, and the older one, kind of looks towards you. The younger one, interestingly enough, not really hiding behind the 14-year-old. The 10-year-old is kind of more like kind of steps away from behind him and just kind of like at
We
you.
got some sass,
14-year-old,
has he?
yeah, 14-year-old says, "Are you trying to get the Kraken?"
Yes, we're here. Your parents seem very angry with you, so we thought we'd get here first and ask you. You say you've seen the Kraken. We need to know where.
Well,
So we're trying to capture it.
yeah,
Take it away.
I
It's not a danger to anybody.
and the one who's kind of all sassy said, "I told you you took it too far." I said, "Shut up." It's out in the water. It's out there in the lake. No,
Tell us what you
it's
saw.
not. You have listen. This is too much now. Okay, it's not in the water. It's in the cave, and it's not that big.
That's what she said.
And the 12-year-old.
I'll start making sizes and asking them what size do they think it is holding up my arms.
And so you start like here, and the 10-year-old says, "Oh, not quite that big." And then, but the 14-year-old, "Shut it, Jake. Just listen, Kev. It's not gonna work, okay? They're coming. Look, they're right there." And he looks over, and you can see the fishermen coming, not that far away. You guys have already made landfall, but they're already getting pretty close. And now you have some names. Kev says, "Damn it, yeah, okay, fine. We were just trying to have a bit of fun, okay? It wasn't supposed to get like that big. That there wasn't. I didn't think I was going to cause a mass panic. It was just a stupid legend."
Have
Okay,
you lied to your parents about the Kraken?
Well,
because we can sort it all out.
we did see a kraken, and this is when the 10-year-olds. Yeah, no, seriously, we did see a kraken, and it's in the cave, and it's not that big. It's just we saw a kraken, and then one of the parents got kind of freaked out when we said it, and then things kind of got a little blown out of proportion, I guess, and they went hunting for something that wasn't as bad and scary as it actually is.
Is the Kraken your friend?
No, I don't. How do you make a friend with that?
It's not an octopus.
You're just trying to protect it. Why are you trying to protect it?
I've painted octopuses before. They're not the same.
I see. How many limbs did it have?
A lot more than 8. It was kind of. It's like a squid split itself. It's really weird looking. I don't really know how to describe it. It's not that bad. And at this point in time, the fishermen are actually coming up. You again.
You always move so slow. We've been here like 5 minutes already.
What do you want?
Right, it's thaumaturgy time again. Eyes are going to blaze up. The ground's going to rumble. Extra voice. Be gone from here, mortals.
Roll an intimidation check. I'm curious to see who all gets freaked out by this.
No, I know I should have put stuff into intimidation.
What did you say, Vio?
I said to them that I'd listen to him if I were you.
Oh,
he likes throwing stuff.
All right, with intimidation, and it was the tiny bit of assistance still makes it a 14. So with a 14, that was enough to startle the kids, especially, and the fishermen. They all immediately just kind of go. They were just going up to the kids carrying their spears and not even like just carrying it, but now they kind of grip it and put it into a defensive stance, and they kind of go onto their back heel. The kids immediately all kind of push back. What was that? And they're like big clamor as people are kind of like start to move a little bit away from you. Listen, I'm sorry, all right? I'm not trying to cause problems with any strange people that swim in the water. I'm just trying to catch the kraken.
You can leave it up to us. We are being paid to do so.
We'll take it off your hands.
Okay, roll a persuasion check. One of you with advantage, or both of you once.
Wait, up.
I have no persuasion, so.
I have 5, so 18.
18 with advantage. So, and actually, 18 was the DC. Fisherman. Yeah, the fisherman. What's in it for you?
Your everlasting gratitude.
Your firstborn child.
And a lead role in if they ever make a movie of this. Or if they ever make a play of this, I want the lead role.
That's about to ask why it's a movie.
It's not a film, it's a book.
If you want... Yeah, you can have the lead role. Sure. I'm not giving you Kath.
5% of all toy sales.
Merch.
Yeah. Done. No problem. Toy sales. Lead role. That's it, though.
We'll get this Kraken. I'll say to the other two in a very posh voice, you deal with the Kraken. I'll be in my caravan. I'll be in my what do they call it actually? I'll be in my
trailer.
I'll be in my trailer, and I'll just stride off to like a little box, a little hut that I'll just try to hide myself in.
They're strange.
You know what? These people are strange enough that they might actually be able to deal with this. Keth, bring Jake and Carol over, and we'll go home. But it better be gone by tomorrow.
Don't worry, it'll be gone in
All
about
right,
10
darling.
minutes.
All right.
I'll have the extras deal with it.
And they stride off, giving you this really strange look of just, what the hell just happened kind of look. And you are now left with your boat that you have rented
I'm going to give
from
the same
Terry.
Wendy.
Yeah, you're left with your boat that you have rented from Terry and the entrance to the cave all to yourselves.
Well, ladies first, as I point to Via.
Hey. Okay, thank you, Moist. And Vio goes inside.
Sorry.
I mentioned my name is Wet.
Yeah.
I'm far beyond moist.
It's the same thing, right?
Not really. You wanna see the difference? As I
I
cast
already see.
create water above her head, and 10 gallons of water splash over her body.
Oh, thank you. I haven't had a bath since yesterday.
It's a perv.
That's
aren't
wet.
they, really?
That's wet.
And Vio's hair, which was still somewhat of a tangled mess from the griffin flight that they had, kind of mats down to their back and shoulders. Which kind of shakes it off and steps into the cave. As you guys step into the cave, you do it's a little bit, about 25 to 30 feet of distance, so you can see a little bit of light streaming in before you get to the edge of what appears to be a pool inside this cave. And it appears as though the pool, for the most part, is filling this cave. Those of you with dark vision can see that the cave itself actually does seem to extend quite a ways further in than your dark vision can go. Nonetheless, there's apparently something to find in here. What are you guys going to do to try to find stuff in here?
Hello, little kraken! I shout through the cave.
I'm going to, before we do this, sorry, can I just do my Eyes of Night?
Yes, you can.
I'm going to like pray to the goddess, cast my hand, and a sort of a black sphere seems to emanate from me, encompassing 3 people that can't see in the dark, and I'm going to give them dark vision.
Hopefully
So-
me, because I'll break a hip if I fall on one of these
I
rocks.
have dark.
You do have dark vision.
I
I think that
It's dark.
yeah, I think I think everybody. Well, that basically means now your whole party can now see with dark vision in this space.
It lasts for an hour.
Awesome. Longer than you have that.
Everything's so grey.
So we're on the clock here, because if I lose sight, I'm breaking a hip in
Wrong
here.
one. Sorry, guys.
You could make a light if you guys want.
I'm gonna get.
Oh, cool.
Actually, have you got all your stats rolled out now, Sky?
Yeah.
Okay,
I do
so
have
what is
to,
Wet's passive perception?
I have to redo the sheet because I did it very fast, but 12.
12. Okay, so Peleus then. Peleus, I'm going to get you to roll for me a perception check.
Oh, excellent.
19. Nice. So what you see, kind of stepping towards the edge of the water, listening to Wet's voice echo into the cave, and it seems to go, and then it's a long echo before the sound actually comes completely back to you. But as you kind of step into this space and look towards the water, you do see, as you guys were approaching, a little bit of a ripple of water, kind of as if it's pushing away from you underneath on the surface of the water.
I use dancing lights to light up the cavern. I can, I think if I read it right, do 4 torch-sized lights at different locations within 120 feet.
Yep.
So I strategically just place them around us to light up the area.
And what you see now that the light illuminates the whole space is stalactites kind of dropping down from the roof in a variety of different locations, still just kind of bloop, 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 throughout the entire cavern. But it is definitely a hollowed out cavern from some form of water erosion. The pool left behind here, somewhat stagnant smelling, but still very similar to the kind of water that the lake has. Perhaps a little bit less, a little bit more greener and overgrown with algae, but it's the algae, and as the lights come up, you now realize, Peleus, it's actually the algae itself that you've seen ripple away from you when you guys got close to the edge of this water. If you want to go any further into the cave, you have to actually go into the water and into the algae.
Via tried the echo of the
I think
room.
there's something in here.
Hello,
The algae
hello,
one,
hello,
It's not
hello.
natural.
Before anybody asks, I will just slowly walk into the water.
All right. Roll for me a Constitution saving throw. All right. So you being quite well versed with all of the materials and that it could possibly exist in water.
I'm also, I think, if it's poisonous water, of acid water, I have resistance to acid poison.
Okay. Good to know. So as you step into the water and kind of the algae kind of parts from behind your steps as you get into the water, are you going to fully submerge yourself?
Of course.
Okay, so you fully submerge yourself.
To have a look underwater.
And it's a little bit tough on the eyes. It's not so much of a sting from like acid as it is, or saltiness, as it is a sting from the flecks of algae that just seem to be floating in the water. They're just extra solids that shouldn't be in your eyes usually. But you're able to kind of blink it out and kind of get used to the underwater a little bit. And actually roll for me a perception check from under the water. 17, keeping it strong. All right, so with your 17, you're able to see, because of the lights that you now have above the water, shadows being cast down by them, especially a shadow of a creature that seems to have long tentacles behind it, about 35-40 feet away from you, and it is not very large, no larger than a cat.
Then I will not approach it, but walk out of the water to... I think something is in there, guys.
How big is it? A cat?
How big was it? The
about
shape
the size
I
of a
saw?
cat.
About the size of a cat.
Not this big.
I'll stop him a second and say, I think the water plays tricks. It makes things appear smaller. Be careful.
Sure, well, if you want, you can have a look yourself.
Do you ask? There's a sea cat. I want to see a sea cat.
Can you coax it out?
You want me
Say
to go
again,
get
yes?
it?
I'm just saying, can you coax it out?
That's a good question. How would you try?
We should have got some fish off the fisherman.
Clearly remember Krakens love boats, so if we build a tiny boat and sail it in on the water, it will probably go for it.
Well, and you have a boat. You rented one from Terry.
I'll lift the boat in, over, and it's a rowboat, isn't it?
It is basically just a large rowboat, yes.
Lift it into the water and it
All
will attack
right.
us.
I could
Could you-
also take a closer look if you want. The Kraken will probably not see me, as I have the ability to make myself invisible.
Mm.
But-
Can it smell you?
But maybe just to be safe, tie a rope around me or something. So you can pull me back in case that thing tries to attack me or eat me.
We get a rope and put it round his neck.
My waist. Would preferably be, but
So you're invisible, but the rope will be visible.
If the
Leo
rope is
also
already
tries
if the
to
rope is
tie
already
a rope.
attached to me when I cast a spell, it will also turn invisible.
Okay,
I
sorry,
think
go
Theo
ahead, Theo.
tried to
at
talk
least-
again, but he's on mute.
Go ahead, Theo. I heard you. You want to say something?
Yeah, Vio was going to try a rope around your arms. Both
Perfect.
your arms.
Both my arms. Well, a bit hard to swim this way, but you sure this is the way to go?
For safety.
Okay, very well. Wish me luck.
And you go invisible and into the water.
As I walk into the water and slowly turn invisible, the ropes along with it, I think. Windy, is that right?
For the most part, yes. The trick to it is it's largely the part of the rope that happens to be attached to you, but it only extends so far. So, partway through the water behind you, about 2 feet behind you, it kind of fades into existence. And so the people who are holding the rope on the shore can still feel it and understand what they're touching. But for you, it just looks like this rope, basically disappearing into existence under the water. Roll for me a stealth check with advantage, please.
As I swim towards the shape I saw before. Oof. An 8. Oh, 9. 9 with advantage.
And as you move a little bit closer, and a little bit closer towards it, you can see this creature just kind of like...
Doesn't Krakens have to like trample sense or something blindside?
And it just keeps on moving further and further away from you. But it's not moving away from you any faster than you're getting to it. But it is definitely moving away. You know what it is, guys? It's every time you guys have to roll something to be sneaky or persuasive. That's what it is. Every single time. Okay, anyway. But it is still kind of pulling a little bit away from you. And by this point in time, you can, with your experience, you're going to definitely see, this is no octopus. This is definitely something juvenile.
Okay. I dash towards it to pick up the speed.
All right. Roll me an athletics check. Athletics check.
A 1.
Wow. And it
Always when
just,
you're trying to do dangerous stuff, the rolls go down.
that's right. And it just flits away from you, and the water is starting to feel almost like it's thicker than any water you've had to go through in a long time because of all the algae in it.
Okay, then I will swim back to the side as my head comes up out of the surface of the water. It's fast, guys. It's trying to elude me. I don't think that approaching it is the safest way. It feels like it can sense me in the water.
Does anyone have a spell that can make an image?
A light image I can do. I can shape water in little things that I would like.
Does anyone have maybe minor illusion?
Sure. No, I'm not that good at illusions. I never learned how.
That's a pity.
How about you, Theo?
Made.
I can make shadow puppets.
Could you make a shadow puppet of a boat?
What are your magic capabilities? Now we're onto the subject. I mean, we've just met.
No, Vio only goes to the torch and use her hand to make a shadow puppet.
I see. Maybe we could use your shape water to make a boat-like object and just sail it over and see what happens.
Well, and you now have the boat in the cave as well. So you can actually take your boat into the water if you want.
But
I forgot to mention by the way.
If he's so small. Sorry.
I forgot to mention that the dancing lights is off because when I cast invisibility, that's also concentration. So the light in the cave is off again.
Aha, there you go, Kate.
Oh.
I could try, and as I flick my And I whisper something in the wind. You see a tiny boat form out of the surface of the water that I
With
sense.
treasure. It needs treasure.
With treasure, very well. And it slowly floats over the water like a lure.
All right. Roll for me
This
a
works.
deception check.
Natural one.
Or
Probably.
Arcana. I would let you do either Arcana or Deception on this one.
Ooh, I'm proficient in Arcana, a 5. It is a pirate ship, by the way, just to make sure it is a pirate ship. Not a merchant
so
ship, but a pirate
You
ship.
start to shape the
500% better
water
than
to
the
kind of
last roll.
create this flowing visage of what seems to be kind of a miniaturized pirate ship. And as soon as you try to form the sails, it's when the whole and push it out a little bit into the water. That's when the whole thing starts to just kind of crumble away from you. It just you're able to shape water. It's just with that much detail. That's not something you've done a lot of before.
It was the treasure that did it, I think. Too much detail. You always eat nuts when we're on adventures. I mean, you're just numbing away, old man.
I have to.
Have a bad
It's
pancreas.
written into my rider that I get nuts that have been sucked on by maidens
have,
previously.
Little crumbs in your beard, I think. You have a beard, right? No
Yeah, I
beard?
have a beard.
Yeah. As I pick a few little things out of you, like a wife would do with you when you have a smudge. I don't let so before you can even do it yourself, I'm already fiddling in your beard, plucking out the bits of nut.
You and you
So-
nuts.
These nuts.
Thank you for the great shout outs to them. I appreciate it.
Don't
With
forget
that,
to get your these nuts merch.
there you go. The little stickers. Okay. I think we are going to pause the adventure here. It is that time. And so we'll pick up with this. Maybe you guys can have some new ideas for when we get back to this next week. Playing it to see if we can recover this little infantile kraken and bring it back to the animal sanctuary, who is apparently waiting for it. So thank you guys very much for joining in. Thank you. And Sky, thanks for jumping in. Shout out to Juniper, who is, of course, not with us anymore, but was able to join us for the first chunk. And we will be back with this next week. Yeah, next week, no problems. Quick shout outs again. So first thing is Roll for Wishes campaign. That's what this game is for. So if you would be so inclined as to provide donations to the Make-A-Wish International, you can do so by way of this lovely link right here. And also, if you are also inclined and enjoy what happens here on the Windy J D&D Guild, we do have, of course, the random adventures that we do on Tuesdays. We have Witchlight campaign picking up again tomorrow. We have Legend of Zelda Echoes, a Pathfinder game, on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central. And then we also have our Olivon Chronicles usually, although this week it'll be a By the Fire chat instead. And that happens on Fridays at 1 p.m. UTC. And
What
then
did you say you might be discussing Windy in that?
we might be discussing some character backstories in that, but we might also be discussing the interesting revelations of the OGL as well. So we'll see how things go with that.
I thought that's what you said before. Sorry.
Yeah. And then the Adventures of Vala Inn on Friday at 8:30 UTC PM. But all of that is happening. So if you enjoy what you see here, feel free to hit that subscribe button, use your Twitch subscriptions. Definitely appreciate that support. And and of course, if you, as Sky suggested, there is merch. So you could, of course, go ahead and get your favorite stickers for all of the different things that are happening on the guild as well. Jump into the Discord anytime you want. We do have an extra spot in this campaign right now for somebody to jump in and help out with recovering mythical creatures. So, and it's only kind of a 3-session-ish commitment. So you're welcome to jump in and join this campaign if you would like. Go into the Discord and say hello. And with that, I think that's where we're going to call it. So thank you guys once again, and we will see you. Well, for me, I'll see people tomorrow.
Yep. See you guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.